Pakistan Commissioner for Indus Waters Syed Mohammad Meher Ali Shah says he has written to his Indian counterpart four times since April last year over significant fluctuations in the flow of the Chenab River but has received no response. Speaking at a seminar on the Indus Waters Treaty in Islamabad, Shah said he sent his latest letter just a day earlier. He described the fluctuations as a strategic hazard rather than a technical issue, warning that the lack of data sharing increases the risk of avoidable escalation. He said Pakistan has continued to fulfill its treaty obligations by sharing data, requesting meetings and inspections, despite India placing the treaty in abeyance. Shah called for the immediate restoration of communication, data sharing, and regular commission meetings.
The treaty's answer to this stress, which we have been discussing so far and will be discussing in the remaining sessions of today's seminar, is basically not the abeyance, it is performance. The way forward is very clear. An immediate commission meeting, full restoration of Article 6 data, general and special tours and inspections, project record disclosure, including the drawing standard documents, schedules, hydraulic designs, and operating rules, and Article 9 discipline, beginning with the commission examination and ending with respect for the courts of arbitration and the neutral expert. No unilateral abeyance, no data blackout, no diversion, no fait accompli. The Indus Waters Treaty is alive. The Commission must be therefore allowed to work. The architecture and the operating records are now before the seminar, and the legal, humanitarian, diplomatic, and security consequences will be addressed by the distinguished speakers who follow.
The Islamabad High Court has reserved its verdict on the maintainability of petitions challenging the alleged solitary confinement of PTI founder Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi. The petitioners allege that Imran Khan was being kept in solitary confinement for 22 hours a day and Bushra Bibi for 24 hours a day. The National Accountability Bureau denied the allegations, arguing that neither prisoner was in solitary confinement and that the petitions were not maintainable. After hearing arguments from both sides, the court reserved its decision on the petitions admissibility. At least 14 children lost their lives and several others were injured after the roof of a private tuition center collapsed in Lahore's Kahana area. Rescue officials said around 20 people were trapped under the debris before the operation concluded. A female teacher and 8 children were shifted to Lahore General Hospital, with 5 children reported in critical condition. Police have taken the house owner and the contractor into custody while investigations into possible negligence are underway. Minister Shahbaz Sharif expressed grief over the tragedy, while Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz ordered criminal proceedings against those responsible. Police have registered an FIR against 14 prisoners who escaped from a police van while being transported to Rawalpindi's Adiala jail. According to the FIR, the prisoners threw red chili powder into the eyes of escorting officers before escape. 5 police officials have also been booked for alleged negligence. Police later rearrested 4 of the escaped prisoners, while efforts are underway to apprehend the remaining fugitives. Pakistan has officially become a permanent member of the International Olive Council for the first time. The country assumed its seat during the IOC's 123rd session in Lisbon, Portugal. Officials highlighted Pakistan's growing olive industry, with more than 7 million olive trees planted, cultivation spread over more than 55,000 acres, 51 operational olive oil extraction units, and a complete farm-to-table value chain. Pakistan also reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the sustainable development of the global olive sector.